Hey everybody, happy Thursday. I'm going to talk a little bit about aging because I got hold of a video that I thought was really intriguing, and I'm going to link it down below. So I've said for many years, kind of in a joke, but not really that much of a joke, because I've spent some time now researching the aging process and what science is doing to look at the aging process. And the video I saw most recently is pretty it's pretty positive. It's pretty it gives a very optimistic path at keeping people younger for a much longer period of time. Like if you wanted to live, he asked this great question. Anyone here want to live to 120? And most people won't raise their hand. But if I say to you, do you want to be living 120 and be as healthy as you are at 40 and 50? People will say yes. So what they've developed, what this video talks about, is they've got a treatment now, or they're beginning to understand what's happening to DNA during the aging process and what's going on around it. So they've got a treatment now that, well, first they tested to see if they could artificially age a rat. They took two rats from the same litter, and they show you the pictures. Clearly, the second rat is much more aged. So they figured out how to age. They said, well, how do we undo that kind of thing that we just did? They figured that out too. And they talk about how they were able to help a rat's, they destroyed a rat's optical nerve cluster and watched it grow back over time using this treatment. It's amazing stuff. I've said for many years, I expect I'll live to be 150. I think that the technology will be there when we need it to be there. By the time we get there, if everything stays on this current trajectory, there's going to be treatments. The way this guy explains the treatment is, you'll go in every, say, 10 years and get the treatment, and that will regress you back, say, 10 years. And you can't guarantee that you can do this indefinitely. But certainly it seems to be working. I think, as he said, his father is under the treatment as an experiment, which I don't know the legalities of all that. They're somewhere out in Europe, I think, so maybe the rules are more flexible. But it's a pretty amazing video, and again speaks to the idea that you should be, obviously taking care of yourself, healthy. I'm doing this on top of, my wife's got us doing what's called the $1, I think it's called the $1 challenge or something like that. It's a 30-day change in your diet challenge. It's not a diet like the first 3 days were a detox, and that sucked because we were miserable. No coffee, no alcohol. Not that we drink a lot of alcohol, but no alcohol, no sugars, no unrefined sugars. Fruit was okay, I guess. No pastas, no grains, no dairy. Did that for the first 3 days. Now, as miserable as I was for that, especially that very first day, just the caffeine withdrawals and all that. But after the third day, I had dropped 8 pounds, which is, and not that I don't carry a lot of extra weight. I probably carry a little bit. 8 was probably reasonable, but 8 pounds in 3 days. It's amazing. And we're not even done with our first week. So what I'm encouraging is the science is out there to help us be younger. There's also the knowledge is out there to live healthier. It is not cheap, actually. Now I think about it, the cost for this $1 challenge was not $1. I will tell you that, because we had to buy all these different kinds of squashes and vegetables and things. But the meals were good. I mean, the recipes were awesome. She gets a new recipe. Basically, every meal is planned out. So she went out and bought all the groceries for all these meals. But the knowledge is out there, and the technology is out there. It'll do you no good to live a very unhealthy life, and then come out and say, hey, we've got a pill that'll make you younger. But it's only going to be so effective to people who have treated their body poorly for their entire life, right? I would have to think you're going to have better results if you walk into it healthy than if you walk into it with diabetes and being overweight, and you've got, because I do wonder about things, especially because of my teeth, right? I wonder, will this kind of treatment start teeth regrowth? That would be awesome. Of course, I'll have at that time big teeth all the way up there. But what kind of things will it do for people who have had a limb amputated or something like that? It's very, very curious about the whole thing, but I am excited about it, by the science, and I think that we're on that cusp, and we should, it would behoove us all, while we're taking care of ourselves financially, take care of yourself in a healthy way as well. that $1 challenge diet, I'll see if I can find a link for that also and put it down there, because I thought I've shown results. It's worked for me really well. And now I'm getting rained on, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the video because I don't have to take videos and drive in the rain. I will talk to you all soon. Cheers. Don't forget to check out our Threadless store. New t-shirts are added every day. It's a great way to support the channel.